hosted by me, Skyler and my co-host, Zach Sanford. We offer homeowners a better alternative to traditional home selling.
We're on a mission to help homeowners by buying houses as is. Any condition, all cash, and a stress-free process from start to finish.
In this podcast, we actually help homeowners understand what it means to sell their home as is and the benefits of not using a realtor. We'll do a deep dive on our business, the process, and how it works. Episode 3, here we are. I'm your host, Skyler, joined by my co-host and co-founder, Zach Sanford.
Thank you, everybody. Hold the applause. Nice to be here. Thank you, Skyler. Appreciate the invite. Even though I'm half owner of this business and podcast, I guess, I am excited to be here.
Yeah, the podcast really isn't a legal entity, but we could file some addendums to our operating agreement, and
I like it.
Maybe put you in at like 49% or something. So
I'm good with that.
So, folks, welcome back to the Better House Buyers podcast. If you're not familiar with what we do, we give homeowners a better way to sell their homes than traditional options. This episode here is all about how cash offers work. And it's titled How Cash Offers Work, a simple breakdown, but I really wish I would have put a better breakdown. So
I like that. Play on words. That makes sense.
Yeah, you could say it was better to do it that way. So Zach, I'm going to let you swing for the fences on this one and just kind of break down what a cash offer is and what that means and how it works.
Okay. So we're going to break it into 3 parts. It's very simple. So we're going to go with part 1, and that is the homeowner taking that initial leap. So they're going to either go to our website, thebetterhousebuyers.com. They can fill out a form.
Yep, link will be in the description below, folks.
Yes. So they can fill out a form there. There's a bunch of information, obviously, on there. So go to the website, take a look around. You can put in your information. It's going to ask you a few questions. We're going to get that. We're going to give you a call. So that's the first big, big leap of faith there to get that ball rolling. So the homeowner has to do that first. They also can call us, obviously, at any time. So that's not an issue there. Once we get that phone call, or I make that phone call to the homeowner, it's a very simple conversation. Okay. So it's not, I'm not going to ask you every little detail about the house. Really, I want to get to know the situation of what's going on.
Right.
So most people think that our business is just about real estate. It's really not.
No, I tell people all the time that we're in the people business. That's what we really do, is help people.
Yeah. I would also put a little asterisk there, and I feel like we're problem solvers, because most of the time we are solving a problem for someone. I don't care if it's financial, if it's something in distress, if it's the list goes on and on. But the goal is that we are helping someone move forward and get that move that needle forward. So I'm going to ask some questions, find out exactly what's going on. I am going to ask some condition questions about the property, that kind of thing. And then we're going to kind of find out, hey, what is it really, what are you trying to achieve out of this? What do you need for the property? Once we kind of have, some type of an idea, even just a range of, hey, the seller says, hey, I need to be around here. It's like, okay, cool. That's going to give me an idea that I can really start diving in, and, we can have those conversations if we think it's something that we would be able to help with.
Right.
And then we're going to stage 2. So we've got that stage 1 kind of done. And then
so stage 1 is the leap of faith for the client, them contacting us and having an initial conversation.
Yep. And then, kind of exploring, the condition, timeline. There's always kind of those pillars of what makes sense. Someone may want to sell, but yet they don't know their timeline. Someone knows their timeline, but they don't know the price that they need. So there's always those things. So we try to work out, as best as we can, and give our, I would say, our expertise when it comes to that stuff. So we fast forward to stage 2, which that would be typically setting up a meeting to come out and do a quick inspection.
Sure.
Our inspection's not like a normal inspection. We don't bring in an inspector.
Yeah. So just to get people familiar, so Zach usually handles the calls and I go out and look at things. I'm I'm not handy at all. I've got very little tools. I usually don't bring anything with me except for my eyes and my ears. And we're just making sure that for the most part, there's an actual house to buy. You know,
I mean,
we get a lot of crazy calls where, it's not, how would I say it, Zach? It's not really as bad or as good as someone said. So we just want to put salaries on it.
Yeah, I would say on average,
Verify.
I would say on average the kind of theory goes, it's always worse than what most people say, just because they don't really realize. And we kind of come out and we can kind of, a lot of times I would say 9 times out of 10, we turn away more deals than we take in. For the simple fact is we might not be the right solution. And we just tell people straight up ahead because we want to treat people
like people.
Exactly. So
yeah, people deserve to be treated with love, respect, transparency. And if it's not the right deal, it's not the right deal for us. That's fine. That's better than wasting someone's time and dragging them through the mud. Their time and energy is worth something too. And we want to respect that.
Yeah. So we will do and the step 2 is the inspection. And then really what we do is we kind of come back together. We'll run some numbers, kind of see exactly where we would be at. And then the third step and the final step, which is really the easiest, is that last, initial or that last phone call, I should say, is going to be more of, hey, this is what we've seen. This is what we're going to have to do. And this is where we would be. There is here at Better House Buyers, there is a no pressure system.
Right.
If we live by the motto that it truly has to be a win-win, as cliche as that sounds, because, we want the sellers to feel good and we want to feel good, so those are very important things to us. So, it's, hey, this is where we're at. And, if it's something you want to move forward on, let us know. And if not, no big deal. If we could help someone in between there and it doesn't even benefit us, we will. That's just because, we believe that's just the kind of people and the kind of business that we want to run.
Well, and, maybe we're both old souls, but word of mouth is still the best way to get business. We get more business from word of mouth than we ever do off our website.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're good to somebody.
Yeah.
Typically they're going to tell you're bad to somebody, what is it? They'll tell 9 people, but if you're good to someone, they'll tell 1. Well, I actually think it's the opposite when you solve a problem for someone.
Oh yeah.
I think when someone gets their problem solved, they're excited. And that's like what you said. I said we're in the people business. You say we're in the problem solving business. I think it's the same thing. So
yeah. Speaking of solving problems, we actually I've got to make a few phone calls, and that's my goal today, is to solve some problems. So we'll see you guys next episode.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Here's the outro.
Thanks for listening. If you found this information helpful, or if you think you're someone who might need our service, the first step of the process is always to give us a call at 910-786-1818. Remember, it's a hassle-free process. We pay cash, we buy completely as is with no inspections. It's just a better way to sell your home.